What's up, my people, dude? So, I just want to take a big shout out to my main man, Will Johnson, United America First, man. We got some threads in the house, dude. Boom, boom. We ain't done yet. I also want to give a shout out to my main man over at Radian Weapons. Thanks for the spring to fix my gap, brother. Thank you. So in 1984, I moved over to Germany. And, my dad was in the Air Force. He was stationed at DCA Europe, which became DISA, over at Patch Barracks in Stuttgart. And, I experienced a lot of things while I was living in Germany. I lived through Chernobyl. I lived through mad cow disease. I lived through the Cold War while living in Germany. I was there for bombing of Libya. I was there for some bombing of some embassies. I went to Berlin many times. I went by train. I went by car across this road with guard towers and AKs on all sides, right? I walked through Checkpoint Charlie after flying into the country, and there was this museum right outside of Checkpoint Charlie dedicated to all the people that died trying to escape communism out of East Berlin into West Berlin. And it's one of those things that if you saw no man's land and you saw the minefield, because it wasn't just a wall, and you saw the minefield and the guard towers and the guards, and you saw the fact that people died trying to leave communism, it was one of those things you just don't forget. You don't forget the feeling of being there, and one of the things that I did was, I went through Checkpoint Charlie and I walked into the East German markets and we walked around. We dressed up as Germans on a particular day. We dressed up as natives and we walked around the East German markets with some other families. And, we went to the stores and there was empty shelves. But the thing that struck me as a kid was the colorless people. They had no vibrance. They had no soul. Everything was gray and dead. All the cars were the same dark black color. And everything was like lifeless. And the feeling of being in East Germany stayed with me, just like the feeling of visiting the many concentration camps I visited in Europe, around Europe. That feeling of pure evil stays with you. And the visual of seeing row after row after row after row of gas chamber with a chimney on the back of it, until you're there and in person and see that stretching on as far as you can see. Those sort of things, they stick with you. The feeling of evil stays with you. And Americans need to take notice of what's going on our doorstep with our neighbors in Cuba, because this is on your doorstep. Americans need to take notice on what's going on with our neighbors in Canada. It's on your doorstep, taking your freedoms away. And just about the only reason that they haven't been able to succeed is the fact that, we're an armed population. And so you need to take notice of what's going on and stand up now. I don't care what it is you can do. Go to a board meeting. Stop them from forcing the masks in the next semester. Stop them from forcing poisonous vaccines on the children. Stop them from forcing vaccines at job places. Stop them from forcing vaccines at schools. You need to stand up now. You can see what's going on with your neighbors. You can look at your neighbor's house and see what's going on with your neighbors. And if you don't like what's going on with your neighbors, help your neighbor. Help your neighbor, because it's coming to your house. They've already said they're going to be knock, knock, knock. And I just think you need to stand up and do something now. And, this I've carried this around with me my whole life. I keep it in my car always. It is a book report on the great state of New Hampshire. I did this in 1987. with Mrs. Anderson, my favorite teacher of all time. And God had really put it on my heart, New Hampshire. And I keep this with me always to remind me that I stuck to what God wanted me to do and come to New Hampshire and fight for New Hampshire. And I'm asking you, in whatever capacity you can, to stand and fight with me. And just stand up now, because you're going to regret it if you don't. Thank you as always for lending me your time and stopping by my channel. You know, YouTube has blocked some of my videos that caught politicians lying on tape, so they've pulled some of that stuff down, and they pulled some of my election audit videos down. And you know, I've had, you know, I'm part of the censorship scenario that's been going down. But I really want you to take the time to check out my main man, Will Johnson. I mean, subscribe to his Rumble, smash that like button on his channel, check out his threads. He makes some good threads. Pick up some stuff, support him. He's traveling around the country. He's doing a fantastic job reporting the truth, talking about Jesus, and helping people. And you should check out some of his gear and just support his cause. He's a good dude. I love Will Johnson. He's my main man. And just